Elon Musk is officially the world's first trillionaire following SpaceX's historic IPO. Now, Senator Elizabeth Warren using the milestone to reignite her push to tax the rich.
Elon Musk has more money and more wealth than anyone in human history. I want to be clear. This is not just some fluke. It is a feature of a rigged economy. The tax code rewards CEOs for firing workers and replacing them with AI. We need to overhaul our tax code. We need a wealth tax. And it's about time that corporations paid their fair share.
Thoughts on wealth from the back of a limo. I don't know if it's a limo, it just looked that way. As more blue states explore wealth taxes of their own, some of the richest residents are reworking their finances to get ahead of the potential hit. Okay, Kevin, so you got Elizabeth Warren. The world would be better if people didn't make money. And then you got Californians saying, I'd like to stay in California, so instead of spending my time creating things, I'm going to spend my time figuring out tax workarounds. What do you think of all this?
Well, the first thing I wonder is where would Elizabeth Warren's great ideas be without all of those wealth creators whose tax money generates the revenue for those ridiculous ideas? And you're seeing that come home to roost in California. I was just there over the weekend for a family event. And, I could speak for every American, whether you're from California or not. What a beautiful state that policies like Elizabeth Warren's have completely destroyed. And so if you're someone who is a high net worth individual and you're looking at this ballot initiative that is going to be on the ballot this November, right, polling above water, 52-48, most recent poll, why wouldn't you make decisions that actually cut against your nature as someone who's been very productive, and that is to somehow diminish your net worth? It's troubling to think that this is the United States of America, the state of California, which was the engine of economic ingenuity and prosperity for 2 generations in 2026.
Right. Jerry, you troubled by all this?
Well, I'm really amused, right? Warren makes me crack up. I think she's insane. So Elon Musk, why don't you pick on the guy who owns, a former tobacco company? Why don't you pick on companies that are problematic? Elon Musk is inventing new technology that is transforming our culture and our future. And to go after him seems sort of out of touch with reality. But let me tell you, this idea of this new wealth tax in California, I think it's hilarious. So the sky is blue and the sun sets in the west. And of course, people are trying already to find ways to get around it. Of course, that's going to happen. Like, to be surprised about that is shocking to me. She said one thing that was right.
What's that?
I know.
Doesn't happen
You're
often,
shocked.
so we're waiting with
Liz
bated breath.
Warren said something right. She says we need to overhaul our tax code. Why don't we overhaul our tax code put in place a flat tax? Now, that would be an improvement.
Ooh, Dagan.
I put this on X over the weekend, that Elon Musk, as of the Friday close, his entire net worth of $1.11 trillion would not cover the interest on our debt in the current fiscal year, which is going to be, by estimates, more than $1.3 trillion. So you could confiscate somebody like Elizabeth Warren everything that Elon Musk has ever made, created, everything that he owns, and it still wouldn't cover the disaster that has been borne by these profligate politicians. And the only way that we will ever be able to shoulder the debt burden that the likes of Elizabeth Warren and her ilk have created is by having entrepreneurs and inventors and innovators grow our economy, by embracing the likes of an Elon Musk. That is the only way that we move forward and don't turn into something a great deal worse than France. So that's where we are. So who you gonna love, Elon or Liz?
My favorite, speaking of my feed on X on Friday night, never before have I seen so many millionaires hate on billionaires and trillionaires. My feed was Elizabeth Warren, Ro Khanna, all these little millionaires hating.
Mere millionaires.
Yeah, hating the billionaires and the trillionaires. We know this story. Elon Musk has created jobs. Had they taxed his wealth at PayPal, he never would have had the money to create SpaceX, to create this. We talked about the cafeteria workers and the janitors whose shares in SpaceX are worth like $970,000 because Elon Musk made sure that they got equity in their comp instead of just a salary. He is brilliant. That is wealth creation, but Elizabeth Warren doesn't like that because then they're not dependent on the government, they're dependent on the private sector, and then she loses her power. Quickly, Brian. Just Capital, it's a nonprofit group founded by Paul Tudor Jones. It focuses on responsible corporate leadership. They did a survey. This will make you happy. Guess how many people said it was acceptable for a person to have $1 trillion?
Guess how many?
What percent?
I'm going to say 60%.
57%
Really?
said it is acceptable for a single person to be worth at least $1 trillion. Now, it goes on to say 34% support that only if the wealth was created responsibly and without exploitation. Yeah, I don't want like the diamond miner who's like the blood diamond, right? But like, I think everyone in a survey would say that. Like, you can have it as long as you're not like exploiting the people.
The devil's in defining that, of course. But we'll leave that
Exactly.
aside,
But
yes.
I was like really optimistic that people, I think my feed is full of like the angry millionaires and the politicians, but I think more and more people out there are like, he deserved it. He risked his entire net worth at PayPal on like 3 rockets, and the guy did it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And sleeping on whether
Yes.
Tesla or SpaceX,
Right.
eating alongside everyone who works there, sleeping on the factory floor, working the assembly line.
Yep.
The man is committed in more than most people would be
Right.
committed to his dreams. And who do you think makes better decisions with
About your
money?
money.
Right, about your money.
I think Elizabeth Warren does. I want more Leering Center.